leading in turbulent times. If you have a Bible, go ahead and turn to the book of Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 23, verse 23. And June 3rd, 2021, there was a New York Post article about an Italian artist. He had made many paintings, he had made different sculptures, and this was a particular sculpture by the name of Lolano, meaning I am. And it came with a certificate that the author made to make sure nobody copied it, and so you could prove it was his. When other art critics came by, they thought it would sell between $5,000 and $7,000, but there at auction, he had made a nice display box. There's the display box, there's the certificate, and it goes to the auction, and the bidding begins $5,000, $7,000, $9,000, $10,000. It keeps going up. $14,000, $18,000, 18 once, twice, sold! But the problem I have with this piece of art is it is literally called an invisible piece of art. There's nothing there. He's got a certificate, it's got a box, but it's nothing. And being the deep artist, he said, sometimes nothing is something. What does that mean? Sometimes nothing is something, but all of the time, nothing is nothing. He literally sold nothing for $18,000. With a certificate and a title. You do a double take. You say, where's the art? Well, it makes you imagine. Isn't that worth $18,000? Negative. I can imagine for free. On the other side of this, after the War of 1812, there was a young man named Francis Cobol Leval, and he had spent some time in England, and England was the powerhouse financially of the world at the time because they had this power loom. They were able to make cloth and clothing much faster, much faster than anybody else. And so he went and he inspected all these factories, and he was seen drawing sketches, and there was word that he was a spy, and he was going to bring back the trade secrets to the United States. And it certainly looked like that's what he was doing. He got on the ship back, and the ship actually got intercepted by the English government. They searched all of his bags. They searched his pockets. They couldn't find any blueprints. There was no notes. And he said, I'm not a spy. I'm not trying to steal your information. Why would I do that? I'm just a regular visitor. I'm going back home. I wanted to see the power loom. I saw it. That was enough. But when he got home, he had a copy of all the details of it, but it was in his mind. Guy had a photographic memory. And this was the rise of the United States power in not just the cotton industry, but in all the textile industry. And then he could reproduce these massive power looms. And he became famous on the East Coast. He became like a millionaire. He was one of the first people to hire young ladies, and he'd put them up in boarding houses, and education was free, and there was hospitals. And when he died at 41 years old, he built orphanages, hospitals, and schools. What a difference he made with that information. You see, wisdom is worth having, isn't it? Understanding is the principal thing if we can get it. Solomon has all the books, all the scrolls. He's the wisest man that ever lives. And note what he says in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 23. He says, buy the truth and don't sell it. Buy what is true. Be willing to investigate. Be willing to spend. Be willing to go all out for it. And don't sell out. Will you find the truth, value the truth, and never sell the truth? Some of us in this room, we spent years of our life on the lie of drugs. We thought it would fix our problem or make us feel good. And now we come years later saying, man, it had a very high cost. It didn't tell me how much it would cost of my life. Some said, hey, somebody just passed me a free shot or a little bit of alcohol, and it seemed like it was free, or just a six-pack, just a couple of bucks. It didn't seem like it cost much, but it lied to me. It cost a marriage. It cost relationships. It cost my job. It's a liar. You see how quickly we ignore the truth? The highest price you will pay is deception. If you get